away, battling, having got in way of the attempted clearance. Jim Gannon. Oh, great flick on by Alan Armstrong.
It's against Bradford, but here's Warburton!
Yes!
Mangan trying to manufacture the shot, gets it away, it's there!
Not got it clear. Please, sir! It's a cracker!
Running Armstrong, played in again, and a superb goal!
Tony Goody! Stockport County are the champions of League Two.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Scarf Bagara War with me, Russ Johnson. I'm joined as ever by Waggy. You all right, mate? All the way from Grimsby.
Near Grimsby. I'm not in Grimsby, but I'm just there, and it's not a fake background. I know it looks like that, but I am in a hotel.
Nice one. Andy, you okay, mate? Friend of the show, promoted?
Nah, just read the bottom text. Read the small print.
Part of the show, not just friend of the show. Okay, fair dues.
Small
Fair
print, nobody
dues.
reads that.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, anyway, I'm good, thank you.
Good. Loads to talk about tonight. First thing I just wanted to get off my chest actually was a bit of a get in the reses, but not football related. This thing where people say, "Oh, isn't it getting dark?" Yeah, it happens every year. Stop. Why do people do that? Have you know? I've just noticed it this week. People have been saying it all over the place.
Oh, I've not heard it yet. Not heard that yet. But,
You've been isolating in the hotel in Grimsby, haven't you? So,
It's already
don't speak to
dark
people
there.
when you're in a hotel.
Or anyone.
how's your Andy? How's your week been gardening in this weather?
Grim. Very grim. Don't like it. Hate it.
Yeah, is it where you start to question your career choice?
Well,
life
back
choice.
in May, we actually talked about it. We were very nearly decided, should we just chuck it in?
Really?
It's been non-stop rain since July the previous year, so we were just like, what are we doing? You know, come home with trench foot.
Nightmare. Nightmare.
But then we decided that working for someone else
Is worse.
is worse. and the fact that because we don't work, obviously, December to March, the fact if we went back to, say, full-time employment, if I was then in work around December, January time, thinking, oh, last year I was off on this. Nah.
Yeah. You're a bit like a footballer, aren't you? You work nine months of the year. Is that about right?
Yeah, probably that. But we get 4 weeks holiday.
With the
as
same
well,
wages
so-
as well, gardening.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, probably same wages as a championship footballer, yeah.
Championship. Don't degrade me, Russ.
Right, on tonight's show, we have got a fan guest coming up very, very soon. We're going to get that person out in a second. We've got Crawley to look forward to on Saturday. There is no opposition. There is no Oppo preview because we couldn't get a Crawley fan. We were a bit too late for that, or they were too late in getting back to us. So we'll just preview it ourselves, I think. I think that's what we'll do. We're going to talk about the returning players, Fiorini, Connolly, Bate and Mingy, to name a few. There might be more than that. I'm sure people in the comments will let us know. And we're also going to talk about Andy Mangan staying. Premier League Cup, because that crept up on us today. I'm sure there's people out there that knew about it. Well, definitely one of us four did. Of us four that are going to be on this show knew about it. And then we'll finish off with getting reses. Because now the football season's back into the swing. There's loads of getting reses stuff coming up, isn't there? So I've got one. I'm going to go first just in case one of you nick mine. So there we go.
Or you forget.
Or I forget, yeah.
He's written it down, Andy. It's on the screen in front of him, so he can't forget.
Yeah. So, without further ado, let's get our fan guest out. It is Katie.
Hi.
Hi, Katie. You okay?
Hi, Katie.
Hi,
Hello.
okay.
Not bad, not bad. So we'll start off with the questions then. If you can remember, if you can't, it's fine. Doesn't matter. When was your first game?
Testing my memory straight away. I can't actually remember my first game. I know it was October 2021, which is the year that we won the National League. But the first game I can remember is when we played Bolton. I think it was Bolton. And the score was 5-3. I remember that game, but that wasn't my actual first game. I just can't remember my first game.
Yeah. So you said off air, didn't you, that you thought it started with a D and we played them before the Bolton match, and we've been racking our brains. I don't know, while I was getting me brew, did anybody look at the fixture list or anything to help Katie out? No?
Yeah, why you looked for?
We played Barnet at home, Stamford at home in an FA Cup fourth round qualifying, or Aldershot. So none of them. They've got D's in them. Well, a couple of them got D's in them, but that was a D.
I'd have to look back and come back to it. I cannot remember. I was that nervous doing my first game that I can't remember any of the day.
Surely there's some stat man listening to this now that could get that.
Yeah, well, it was October 2021. That was I know that I started in that month. But the game, I cannot remember.
Yeah, there is some. I don't know if you can see the comments coming through, Katie. I know you're on your phone, but there is some comments coming through already. So Luke Ashenden, regular on the show, Dorking. You see, that's what I said. I thought it might be Dorking. I wonder if, but we didn't play Dorking that year. I don't think, did we? They beat us the year before, didn't they?
I'm hoping that Jamie's watching, because he told me which game it was the other day, and I can't remember what he said.
I'm sure we'll find out. Who's not who? What about your favourite goal?
See, that's another hard one as well, because I've seen that many, but I've also missed that many when I've been running around, running inside, coming out. Honestly, the amount of goals I've missed. I'd go into the office and I'm sorting my stuff out, and I'll hear the crowd go mad, and I'm like, we've just missed a goal again. But
that sounds just like me, but for totally different reasons.
Yeah, you're at the bar getting a beer.
But let's just let everybody know now. I mean, the listeners, Katie does have a job that she's going to explain to us later. So it's not cryptic or anything. And then Andy can explain what his different reason is.
But yeah, one of the goals that I can remember is when we played against Sutton and we won 8-0. And it was Joel Cotterill, is that how you say his surname?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember it because the keeper came way out of his net and was like near enough at the halfway line, and he just scooped past him, and then it went. And I remember looking at Jamie and going, "What is that keeper doing?" And he was like, "Stop thinking you know what you're talking about." And I was like, "Yeah, but why is he not in his net?" And we had a little bit of a debate about it. But so that goal sticks in my head.
Fair dues. Your favourite game that you've seen in, as a whole?
I've got a few. So obviously the Sutton one was a good game because we won 8-0. I also really enjoyed the Wrexham win when we won 5-0. Love that game just purely because it was Wrexham. And then probably my favourite game today is the Notts game. The last season just gone when we knew we'd won. It was just, the atmosphere was just something else. That just the whole of it, going there with the nerves, like being up and then them like coming back because they scored a couple of goals, and I was like, oh my God, are we going to do it? Are we not? And then, yeah, just the best feeling when that whistle was blown. And then the drive home, I can't remember it. Some of that I'll remember forever, definitely.
Yeah, good shout. Definitely good shout.
Yeah, definitely good shout. Yeah.
Did enjoy that.
And final one, favourite player. We normally say past or present. Well, you can have past and present if you want, if you've got one that's left and the one that's still there.
Well, I was to say past, it would probably be Paddy Madden, because my daughter absolutely adores him, and she's still heartbroken to this day that he's not here anymore. I was watching an old game, and on my phone, and it said his name, and she was like, "Is Paddy Madden back?" I was like, "No, it's an old game, sorry." And she was like, "Oh." But present, I don't know. I like quite a few. Probably Ben, because he's just obviously one of the nicest men on earth, and he's a great goalkeeper. And then I'd probably say Ethan Pye or Callum Camps.
Excellent.
I feel like when Callum Camps comes on, the game changes every time. I think he's a great player and he's very underrated. He's not spoke about enough. And Ethan Pye, again, he's a great player, such a nice lad. Just an all-round great guy.
Nice one. Yeah, good answers, good strong answers. Ethan Pye, I don't know if any of you have seen the interview with the some sort of academy podcast, I'm going to call it. He did an interview about his time at Rochdale and how he got let go and how he found himself at County and then went out on loan and how he's transitioned into the first team. That was a really good listen. If you've not seen that, go and watch that. I'll try and put a link if I can remember. Knowing what my memory's like, I'll try and put a link in. I've watched that.
Don't get me started.
It can't be as bad as mine.
Trust me, it is.
Yeah. Cheers for that. So, Katie, obviously you're going to stick around. Later on, we'll talk a bit about you and what you do at the club. That's interesting. Everyone should stick around for that, definitely. So I'll have a bit of chat with you about that soon. Let's look at Crawley. We haven't got an opposition preview person, but I'll play my opposition preview jingle anyway because I've made it and I thought, well, why not? Let's just play it. There we go.
Magic.
Took me ages, that. So
been working on it for 6 weeks.
I thought it was going to be longer.
Yeah, well,
that's another. There's another 2 months in development for that, Katie.
Yeah, they can't be too long, otherwise people get bored. So, Crawley on Saturday. What are we expecting? So Crawley, so far, they are currently 12th in the league, played 4, won 2, lost 2. Bit middling. I think they've had a complete ship out of all the players. They brought a load of new players in. Obviously, Corey Adai's come to us. What are we thinking?
3 points.
Definitely.
Go on, Wacky.
3 points. 3 points. I think it'll be probably. I think it'll be another 3-0. I think Barry will score a tap in. Not. I think Diamond. I think Diamond will get one. I think he's due one, isn't he? And once he gets this first goal, I think he's absolutely flying from there. And Wotton, another one. So yeah, convincing 3-0 win.
Yeah. Shall I go?
Yeah.
I'm trying the hardest not to just butt in because I have a tendency to do that and it disrupts the whole thing. I'm not joking. I'll just butt in whenever I can. I'm going straight for a 4-1. They'll score. Will be a bit nervy first 15, and then after that, Diamond brace easily. Diamond is on the verge of an amazing goal or a tap-in, but once he starts, he's just going to be, he's amazing. What a player he is. What a player. You know, everyone said about Bate and everyone else like that, but Jack Diamond, what a player. He won't be with us next year, I don't think. I don't know, going off the beaten track a little bit, but there's a reason why we are where we are so early in the season. We've just got a mustard team. And if you think of all the players that are coming back as well.
Yeah, in the middle of an injury crisis as well.
Yeah. So 4-1.
Okay. So if I start to name some players then, and let's go through some players and some stats. Hopefully you're like me. You haven't got a clue who their players are. So I'm going to read them out. I've never heard of any of them before. I mean, there's probably people listening, watching, who know more than I, definitely. So they've got a lad called Wallacott in net, Flint, Mullicky and McKenna at the back, Camera, Bragg, Williams, Kelly, sort of along a deep midfield. And then they're sort of playing Darcy, Anderson and Hepburn Murphy up front. Their outstanding performer so far is their left wing back Kelly, and the two sort of wide centre halves of Flint and Mullicky, 7.5 each, and Kelly's got 7.6 on FOTMob. First question is, to anybody really, start with you, Katie, because it's a yes/no question. Have you ever heard of any of those players?
No.
Andy Waggy?
No, but can I ask the question?
Not until I've answered. No.
No, I am going to ask a question because I know Russ will get really excited. What's the XG on Crawley's game so far?
Oh, look, his mouth is moving. His mouth is moving.
You just carry on talking. You just carry on talking while I find out.
Because I know, obviously, the argument could be flipped around for us as well to say that, you know, I don't know. I just think Crawley at the beginning of the season they were riding that little bit of a wave kind of thing, and people could say that about us as well. But I just can't see them beating us.
Yeah. So I mean, it's probably right to point that out. So their expected goals, they are 22nd out of 24th in the league on the expected goals chart. We're third. Barnsley are top. And Crawley are right down there. So that would suggest that they don't create many good chances. That kind of thing. FOTMob rating, interestingly, we're top on the FOTMob rating in terms of the players and the performances they're putting in. Crawley are down at 16th, so that bodes well. Goals conceded per match, we're right up there. We're at the top with 0.3 because obviously we conceded 1 goal in 4 matches. Crawley are down in 12th. So it all points to a 1-0 Crawley win, doesn't it?
No, that's negative.
You're not having that. Oh, here we go, Mr. Positive.
That's why he has me and you on, Andy. To keep the positivity
going.
Come
on, Waggy, help me out here, eh?
No, but did we not say that when we listened to the Cambridge fan? That everything that A said pointed to us losing 1-0. When we talked to the Blackpool fan, he was all doom and gloom, and that pointed to us losing 1-0.
Yeah, you're right, Russ.
According to Russ,
right.
Shall we say?
Let's pretend Russ is the opposition fan. Russ, you're absolutely right. He's got a 1-0 county, a 1-0 Crawley written all over it.
Yeah.
Well, if he keeps being the pessimist and we keep winning 2 or 3-0, I'm quite happy with that. We'll be the positive ones. Let him be Mr. Pessimist. But if he's still giving us results, we're all right.
He's got a few other followers as well, though, hasn't he?
See, I'm not a pessimist. I'm just like just playing devil's advocate. I think we will win on Saturday.
Don't say a realist. There's no such thing.
Cy Lomas says we've never won at Crawley
Until Saturday.
Until Saturday.
That's the attitude.
Well, I say we've started the season really well. None of us expected it to start as well as we have. So why can't we carry it on? As you say, I think the first couple of games for Crawley, they looked pretty decent. But as you say, they shipped. I think they've only got 2 players left, haven't they, in the first team squad who won the playoff final last year. And I don't think they've brought higher league players in, have they? They brought sort of League One and lower in, which I think that seems to be their model, isn't it? They try and develop players and then sell them for profit quite quickly. Yeah. So, they're going to take time. I think they've played 2 or 3 decent teams, haven't they, and got beat by them. So we're a decent team. So I don't see why we don't go there and win.
Yeah, the players are brought in, from what I understand, is the same sort of calibre as what we did when we first got to League Two. Either league below or nicked a couple from the league above sort of thing. They've not gone all out. But, everyone's going on about Birmingham. You have to get that team to play. They've got a lot of big names there, haven't they? But, I know they are playing pretty well, but you never know. I don't even know who's the manager at Crawley. He might get that team of players that none of us have heard of firing on all cylinders, and they might do really well. Just not on Saturday.
Yeah, well, they did surprise everybody last year. They were pretty much every pundit that you spoke to about League Two, they were favourites to go down, weren't they?
Yeah.
So again, they're one of the favourites to go down. So if they can get that team going after Christmas, then they should be all right. But we'll wait and see.
Yeah. Another interesting stat on Crawley, by the way, is they are second in the league for possession. So we like to retain the ball, don't we? Quite a bit. We're at sixth in possession stats. We're in good company. Got Birmingham, Bolton, Peterborough, Huddersfield, and us in the top 6 with Crawley. So do you think it's going to be two teams? Do you think it's going to be two teams not fighting for possession but keeping hold of the ball well when they've got it? Will probably create more chances when they've got it. The XG suggests that they're probably just going to not get past our middle third by the sounds of it, if it all plays to type.
No, I genuinely think they just won't be able to handle us. I think it'll be an onslaught because even we played well in a lot of the games that we played this season, but I still think we're not firing on all cylinders. We've still got third, fourth, and fifth gear to kick into. Someone's on the end of a battering from us. Now, it might not be Crawley, but someone's on, close to being absolutely whitewashed by us. I personally just think it will be Crawley. I'm going full on positive.
I think as well, though, we can play against a possession team because we'll start high pressing them, forcing them into mistakes and cutting out those passes and stuff like that. So even though, we do want to retain possession and play from the back, I think we have that way of being able to play against teams that want to keep hold of the ball, where we will start high pressing them and forcing them to go back to the keeper to play long or to nick the ball off them. And then, we're on the front foot, aren't we? So I think doesn't matter who we play. I think now Dave Challoner has got a plan for most things that.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah. Sorry, I thought I was just tapping away then. I thought you just kind of stopped mid-air. Apologies.
There,
right,
I thought Jimmy'd be on the phone saying that Andy's connection's gone again.
So do you see it differently, Katie? I know once we start talking to you, but obviously you're in a different sort of vantage point to where we all sit in the Cheadle end, but yet say you obviously go to a lot of games and stuff like that, so you see it from a different vantage point. Do you see anything different than we've talked about?
What do you mean?
Well, just like around the
She don't like that question.
You didn't like that question, no? I'll just leave the questions to Russ then, eh?
Well, you've been told already, Wacky. You've been told already.
Has she gone?
Yeah, it's completely disappeared. So hopefully she'll be back. I'm guessing a phone might have run out of charge or something, but anyway, so
basically we're going for a win. You just think it's going to be an easy win, I guess. Yeah, is that what we're going for?
I'd say, yeah, easy win. Not easy, just complete overall. I think we'll just absolutely batter him.
Fair dues. I always think it's never as easy as that, and we've come unstuck before. I think people were expecting kind of an easy game. Well, not easy, but we were going to win. Beat Mansfield. This was the time to beat Mansfield away, and it didn't quite turn out like that, did it?
No, I don't think I never thought it'd be an easy win. And even I was one of those in the camp that said definitely 2 points dropped. But being honest, I would have snapped your hand off at a point before the game, just because they are kind of our bogey team, aren't they? They're horrible to play against. The manager, I like him when he's happy. I hate him when he's negative and, he's just like his dad though, isn't he? On interviews and stuff.
Oh, we talk about Nigel Clough now.
Yeah, Nigel Clough, yeah.
Yeah.
I just definite bogey team for me, and I would have snapped my hand off at a point.
Sorry, Katie. I won't ask a question again.
No, go on. Do you want to ask the same question again?
I dare.
Yeah, do you want to answer the question, or should I get Russ to ask it?
He keeps freezing. Is it my phone or is it yours?
Don't know.
No, I think we're all okay. I think it's yours.
Yeah, I can hear you
Yeah.
too, but when Waggy speaks, you keep freezing.
Okay, so I'll ask you. Can you hear me? So,
Yeah.
do you? The question was about a different vantage point of based on everything we've said about what we can see, in terms of the game. Do you see it any differently from where you're sat? Is it playing out? We have lots of possession. We sort of suffocate teams. Is that how you see it from the side as well, without giving away what you do?
I mean, yeah. I mean, to watch the game, I sit in the same places as you. I sit in the Cheadle end, so I see how you see
fair
it.
enough.
Yeah. Well, I sit in all different stands, but I'm mainly sitting in the Cheadle end, so yeah, I see what you see.
Fair enough.
Unless I'm in the office and I'm missing the goals.
What's going on here? Right, for the audio listeners, Katie went AWOL, and now Russ has gone AWOL.
He's gone in the dark.
I know, yeah. Russ has gone dark on us.
Right, Jimmy, this is what co-host does. Now for you to take over the reins. Come on.
Okay, who's that? Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
So, is there anything else we want to say about? Casey? Did you predict a score? What do you think the score will be
On Saturday?
Yeah.
I think we'll win. I mean, score-wise, I don't like predicting because every time I say it, I feel like I jinx it. But I think we will definitely win. I'm going to say 3-1.
So we got 3-0, 3-1.
So if you jinx the score, is that 3-1 to Crawley?
3-1 to us, we're going to win. But if I jinx it, it'll be 3-1 to them. But I don't think the new keeper will be letting any goals in easily from Crawley because he used to play for them. So I don't think his ego will let him any slide pass.
Yeah, as you said, yeah, he'll be proper up for it, won't he? I think. Cole,
yeah, definitely.
He'll be up to prove a point.
I mean, he's very good at what he does. He's proved that up to now, hasn't he? So hopefully it'll be the same on Saturday. But yeah, I think we will definitely win. I think it'll be 3-1.
Saying about that though, do you think he'll get a good reception?
I mean, I don't know because I don't really know what he was like for them. I didn't really like,
Well, I think he made the most saves, didn't he, last season? I think that was one of the stats that came out. He made the most saves last season, so he obviously must have saved them a few points and stuff.
Yeah,
so he's probably a big part of the reason why they got promoted.
Yeah,
got to be. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
you'd like to think he'd get a good reception, but...
games.
Say that again.
Did he save a penalty in one of the playoff games?
Ooh.
In normal time, not like I can't remember if he went to penalties or not. I think he saved a penalty.
He might have done actually. That rings a bell. But the thing is, he's kind of done what Kyle Wharton did, didn't he? I know Knox didn't get promoted, but when we went to League Two, he came with us, and then he got a good reception when he went back to Knox, didn't he? So
yeah, I'd like to think he'd get a good reception. I don't see a reason why he shouldn't.
Well, they're going to be booing quite a lot, aren't they? If that's the case of ex-players going back, because they've sold them to all League One teams. Haven't they?
Yeah,
they're constantly booing every week.
98% of their chants will be boos.
Yeah.
It'll get a bit repetitive after 30 games or something. I don't know. I think he's not messing about. He's just signed for a bigger club, hasn't he? With ambition. It's not like he's just come away and signed a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
He signed a 3-year deal, so it's obviously a long-term project for him, isn't it? So, yeah, I do think though, what you were saying, Waggy, about Casey, you were saying that he's got a point to prove and not a point to prove, but he's going to play well against his former club.
Yeah.
I do think he's probably going to try some sort of trickery that's going to make a mistake.
That's why it'll be 3-1 because that one will slide in.
Yeah, he's going to try and take on about 15 players or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll let him have that one though.
Yeah, well, that's. But you've said it loads of times, Wagyu. He's gonna do stuff that's gonna make you go, oh.
Yeah.
But he's also gonna do so much more better than that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome back, Russ. Nice
Hello, sorry about that. Yeah.
You put 50p in the meter now.
Yeah, I've
Did
seen
your
all the
electric
comments. Yeah, very funny. All the comments. It was the fuse box in the bar gone. Anyway, sounds like you've been having a great time. So,
well, we were just
He's gonna go.
brilliant. I asked the questions. we were just talking about if we think Curry or Die is going to get a decent reception at Crawley on Saturday. So we sort of jokingly said that hopefully it will, because if they're going to if they're all going to be like booing ex-players and stuff like that, then they're going to be booing a lot this season because they seem to have just sold the whole squad to League One. There'll be a lot of players going back there, won't there?
Yeah. I'm sure I saw on Twitter somewhere that they were going to give him a good reception. Can't remember where I saw that.
We sort of said we can't see why not, because he made the most saves last year, so he's got to have kept some points and put him in the playoffs and stuff. So I think he will get a decent reception. But as we were just saying as well, he's there to prove a point. But I think he might be a bit too look at me now type of thing, and he'll try and take on the whole team, bring it back to the penalty area and pass it out.
Yeah. Go in the opposition goal and return to make saves.
Let's plow on, because believe it or not, we're 32 minutes in already. Time flies, we're having fun. Stephen Fosbrook says, last word on Crawley: 69% possession, one shot on target, lost 3-0. Sounds like they play boring possession football with little threat. Probably go along with that.
Is Steve Rusk in charge?
Yeah, sideways and backwards passing. Yeah, probably. Let's talk about the players that are coming back then. So I tweeted yesterday or today that. I was yesterday, I think, that we got these players coming back, and we're second. Do you know what I mean? So we've got Fiorini coming back; he's back in training, or back on the grass, as they say. Connolly, Bate, and Mingy, Rydell, Maka, and Sam Hughes, all back on the grass training. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's just frightening, isn't it?
It's scary. It's scary that we are having such a good start without them.
Yeah. What about Mellon? Because there was talk of him being back as well, wasn't there?
What soon?
Yeah. Sort of like weeks. I'm surprised he's not been on the pitches actually as being back in training, but I think it's any week now. We're gonna have to get our bloody graphic updated and get Jimmy on the case. But yeah, Siloma says we just named our Bristol Street Motors team for the Everton game. That's probably about right, isn't it? That's next Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just. But it's like going back to the Accrington game. You know, we made a lot of changes, didn't we? But you know, even like the fringe players that needed minutes, it was like, it's like a second first team.
A second first team?
Yeah.
Just work that one out again. Work second first.
I know what you mean, Andy.
Because if the second team goes into it's the first team, then, isn't it? If they go into the first team.
It's like having, all right, I'll reword it for you, Russ. It's like having two first teams.
There you go. That's what I was looking for.
For the audio listeners.
Stu Hope, another friend of the show. Here's a question for you. Who's DC going to drop for all these players coming back in?
At the minute, I'd say nobody.
Yeah, nobody.
Nobody, but they come on after 60 minutes, 65, 70 minutes and change the game.
Yeah, I think DC kind of hinted in his last post-match as well and he said it all along since he's been in charge, that it's a long season, every player is going to play a part, and he hinted on the fact that he'll play the players most suited for that game. So if we're up against where we need control in midfield and Nick Powell is suited perfect for that job, then he'll play Nick Powell. He won't be dropping, say, what's it called?
Campsey,
yeah. He won't be dropping Camps just because he's had a poor game. He'll be playing him because he thinks Powell will get the best out of that particular game or position or what have you. So, I don't think it's a case of dropping players because they're playing bad and then put all these players in. You're not going to be able to do that with the amount of people that we've got. It's just going to have to be playing the right people at the right time, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're going to be fighting on a few fronts, aren't we? Gazendo says it's more of a case of being able to rotate. So picking up on what you said, basically, Andy. It's more about sort of rotating because we're going to get suspensions. We're going to get more injuries, aren't we? I mean, yeah. I mean, these past couple of I've never known it. I've never known us to have so many injuries these past couple of years. It's been unprecedented, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely ridiculous.
But we get promoted when it happens, so I'm all for it.
Let's just move on to the Premier League Cup then. Just have a quick word about that. As I said before, I don't know if I said it off air or on air. I can't remember now. I've got a bad memory. Or was it off air? Right. I didn't even know about the Premier League Cup until the club tweeted it before, but they had mentioned it before that. They sort of alluded to that this evening. Katie, you knew about this how long ago?
I mean, I know about it because obviously I work at the club, so I've heard. I do actually listen to things. So yeah, I've known about it for a few weeks. I like to think I listen anyway. But yeah, it's similar to like the saying I forgot it. The Papa John's.
The Bristol
it's similar to that, but like for the Premier League.
I didn't know anything about it. Nothing at all.
Same. So I think we can say a bit more about it. So yeah, I think it's one of those, as you said, Katie. We're currently 0-0 against Birmingham. We're in a group with let me just get this up. We're in a group with Charlton and Leeds under 21s. I've no idea how it actually works. I guess it's a league and then you go into a knockout. With it being called the Premier League Cup, though, I did have a quick look down the list of teams that are in there, and it looks like all the big ones don't put forward a team by the looks of it.
Not even
the biggest
not like under 21s or
no. I mean, the biggest in there looks like Everton to me, and Brighton perhaps at a push. But that's it. So, but then again, that would be that's another good set of matches, isn't it? To play the likes of Stretton's playing tonight, get minutes under the belt for Stretton. There's probably one or two others that are coming back from injury that could play in those matches. I don't know the rules for fielding players in these matches. I'm sure somebody will tell us. But I guess it's just another way we can get players fit.
I don't really have anything more to add because, like I say, I had to Google what it was. Like
Same.
10 minutes before. Yeah.
So even Nick 10 now saying what the hell? Yeah, I'm not sure if it's been that. It feels like it's not been that well advertised by the club because you can buy tickets to go and watch it. So.
Well, they're playing tonight.
Yeah, they're playing now. Yeah, as we record this at 20 to 9, County are playing Birmingham under 21s.
Yeah.
At home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you later.
I've been on social media because I'm sure I've seen it.
Yeah, well, that's it. Tonight, the club tweeted and said, yes, we have mentioned this before, and linked the tweet. So they have. It just seems to have.
Some people have got it mixed up with the.
Maybe because we played last night. Well, England played last night at the club, so obviously they've been promoting that, and then obviously with like the league games, so we've probably just got lost in advertisement for it.
Yeah, there's a question for you, and you, Katie, you'll know Kashi better than us probably. How is he going to deal with this? Because we had the match last night against Romania for England. A match tonight. Is he? I suppose that we've had a break either side, haven't we? So we had a break before that, and we're not playing at home on Saturday. What's he going to be thinking? What's he going to be thinking about other teams?
You'll find him sat in the corner rocking. No, I mean, I'm sure he'll be fine. Him and his team are so good at the job. I mean, I don't think anything will ever get Takashi when it comes to his pitch. I'm sure it'll be fine. Like you say, we've not had a home game because obviously it got postponed on Saturday, and then we've not got one until the 21st. So they've got that time either side to get it sorted. So no, I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, I bet he's relieved. The Reading game got postponed.
Yeah, I'm sure he is, especially with this rain as well this week. That doesn't help either.
No.
So just it's called the Premier League Cup.
Yeah.
But there's only 4 or 5 Premier League clubs in it.
Yeah.
Who thinks of this stuff? Seriously.
The Premier League.
Right.
So let me just read something out so you might explain a bit. And this is off Wikipedia, so don't quote me on it. It's so the competition was established.
Why are you typing this out as you're reading it?
Yeah. So it was established in 2013 as the Premier League Cup, the Under-21 Premier League Cup as the equivalent to the FA Youth Cup, and Under-21s Cup, the equivalent to the FA Youth Cup. It's run by the Premier League instead of the Football Association. In 2016, the age range of the competition was raised to under-23s, and it was simply renamed the Premier League Cup. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Then in 2022, the age limit was changed back down to the under-21s, which it is today, to match the changes in the Premier League too. So it's kind of like a cup. It's a Bristol Street Motors type cup, the equivalent to the Premier League. So you've got a Premier League, and I reckon if we get through, all the Premier League 2 teams will come into it. Like the big ones.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Just straight into the knockout? Just straight into the knockout, you mean?
Not sure about straight into the knockout, but when you look at the finals of it, there are the big clubs are in there. So City. Villa are in there, Newcastle, Spurs. They've all won it, so they're all in it. So it must be. I think the further you get in the competition, you probably end up playing those bigger teams.
That's nice of them to make an appearance, isn't it?
Yeah, we lost Waggy now. But hell, there's only you to go, Andy.
Hey, all this talk about tech stuff on Andy.
I know, yeah. Yours.
Hey. Sat here with my wireless headphones.
Couple of people are having the thoughts on this. Another moneymaker for the greedy league.
Agreed.
You can't. Sort of Stephen Fosbrook says it's pathetic. Can't hear anything from the ground. I mean, there's not going to be many people there. I wouldn't have thought. Yeah, it probably is greedy league, but I think we just take it as it comes for us. Try and get as far in the competition as possible. Use it to get players fit and get players up to match speed, I would say.
Yeah, I do agree with that. It's
definitely.
Just a good reserves game, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. What did you think of Andy Mangan then? Did you see the news of Andy Mangan not going to Real Madrid? I can't believe I've just said the word Real Madrid on this podcast, but there you
go. Me or Casey?
Well, we'll come to Katie first. What do you think of Andy? I guess you know Andy Mangan, do you? Or you've met him at least?
Yeah, I've only met him a couple of times. I think I've only met him twice, 2 or 3 times. But yeah, he seems like a nice guy. I saw that he was going to, hopefully going to Real Madrid. And then I think I saw it yesterday that he wasn't going, or was it today? I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, I bet he's good.
Yeah.
It's not many opportunities you get to go to Real Madrid, is there?
So
No.
Why is it? Was it his work visa or something that stopped him from going? Yeah.
Yeah, so a work permit that the process would have taken 8 months, I think.
Okay.
And so the Spanish authorities have basically said, "Oh, we'll sack it then. No, we're going to refuse it." So
that's a bit annoying, isn't it?
yeah.
But on the plus side,
yeah, it's good for us.
Well, it's good for us and him, really, isn't it? If they're looking at him now, whilst he's coach with us,
yeah,
we are only going upwards. Whether that's this season or next season, then who knows where he could go. If he's good enough to potentially get the job at Real Madrid now, then it can only be a good thing for him in the future. And on the plus side, we get to keep him. As well.
Yeah, well, we get to keep a Real Madrid standard coach at the club, don't we? Because if Real Madrid after him, he must be Real Madrid standard. Otherwise, he won't even bother. So I think that's a really big plus for us.
Yeah,
it is definitely.
The fact that he knows the son of the manager is just a foot in the door. You still have to be able to do the job and be capable of doing the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially a job like that, you can't just wing it, can you? You got to know what you're doing. You got to be good at it as well.
Yeah,
I'd definitely try and wing it. Pretty sure Russ would as well.
I'd love to watch it.
What, Andy trying to wing going into Real Madrid? I can see that there's a documentary there, isn't there?
Yeah.
What, another idiot abroad?
Yeah.
Waggy.
Yeah, Waggy's struggling.
Gone to the game.
Yeah, probably. He's furiously typing. Well, he lives in Liverpool, so I don't think he's going to do that. He's furiously typing on WhatsApp trying to get hold of me. We'll see what he says. Okay, let's move on to you, Katie. So, tell us what do you do? What do you do at the club? Give us an overview of what you do and what a day is like for you.
What do I not do at the club? That's the question. So I started doing match days as mascot coordinator. So on a match day, I'll meet all the mascots and we'll do a ground tour, stadium tour, and then we'll go into the change rooms, meet the players. We'll go behind the family stand and they'll grab a drink, something to eat. They'll place whatever games are behind there. They've actually got a stage behind there now with like a presenter, so they get them on stage and they introduce them to the people that are behind there, which is really nice. And then we go and play some football on the pitch when the players are warming up. So that's my match day role. And then I've done that since October 21. And then last year I started full time in the events department, working alongside the sales and events manager. So I was the sales and events administrator. But I'm actually not in that role anymore. The last I think it was like 5 weeks ago. But now I've been doing some work with the community trust. So in the summer holidays, I'd worked at some of the half clubs teaching dance. And then now the holidays are over, I've been helping at the wellbeing session on a Wednesday morning, which is really nice. It's such a good group and it's amazing what they're doing. And I also helped doing a bit of the packing for the kits by county. So I've just been helping with the community trust. And then in between all that, I've helped in the shop, I've done the ticket office. I've done a bit of everything really.
Nice. So let's go back to the thing. The first thing, I guess, the first thing you worked as was the mascots thing. How did that come about? How did you get that gig?
So one of my friends used to work in the office. She doesn't work there anymore, but she used to work in the ticket office. And I think someone did it before I did, and I don't know if they left or I don't know what happened there. But they needed someone to obviously cover that role. So I already had a fresh DBS because I worked in a children's home at the time. So my friend said to me, can you come and do it until we can find someone that can do it full time? So I was like, yeah, why not? I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. Like I say, I was so nervous on my first day. I can't tell you how nervous I was. And but I absolutely loved it. It's probably the best job I've ever had. Like, it's not even a job really, is it? Let's face it. It's such, like, the kids absolutely love it. It's so rewarding to like see how excited they are when they're meeting the players and when they're playing on the pitch, and when the crowd are clapping them coming off and stuff. It's just such a nice job to do. But yeah, and so then I never left from the first time I did it.
Nice.
I became the one that did it full time.
Why would you want to leave?
Yeah,
no, that's it.
Got a comment here. Andy says his nephew was a mascot, and you were fantastic with him.
Oh, so cute. I obviously don't do it by myself now. Obviously, Jamie does it with me.
Yeah.
I did it by myself for a couple of games, like from the October, but I always had someone with me. But then I think it was Boxing Day of that year that Jamie first did it with me, and then ever since then we've been a team, been a dream team.
Nice. So was you into football before you even stepped through the door, or anything?
No, not really. I mean, when I was younger, I'm probably going to get a bit of stick for this now, but I used to have a season ticket for United, but purely because my dad is a United fan and he's got 4 daughters. So he had to pick one of us to go to the football with him, and that was me. So I used to go to games with him, but then as I got a little bit older, I was like, no, Dad, I'm not coming anymore. Sorry, I'm too cool for that. So yeah, I didn't really. Yeah, I mean, I watched like England when the World Cup's on and stuff, but I wasn't really a big football fan now.
And have you got the bug now? Are you bitten by county?
Yeah, definitely. I go to away games. I'm at the home games, and I know all the chants, the songs. I love it.
Nice.
True though, isn't it? It's like you just get that bug.
You just get like I don't even know what it was like. I just get like I used to work the games, and then I would stay and watch them, and then we'd win, and you'd get that like bug for winning, but then we'd lose, and you'd be like, oh, like I felt so devastated. And I was like, I don't know, I feel so devastated. I don't even like football. But then obviously as that sort of like the love grows for the club, and now like I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Nice. How many mascots do we have a match these days? It looks like we could put two second teams out.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a lot. Yeah. I mean, the first few games for this season, we've only had sort of like 4 or 5, which has been quite a nice number. But we've had up to 11 on like one each player. Then on the last game of I think it was the last game of the National League, we had like 22 mascots because we had all the mascots that had paid to have the package, and we had all the players' kids as well. And it was like each player had 2 children. It was chaos, but it was good chaos.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And from what obviously I hear from Jamie, it's the players are brilliant with them as well, aren't they?
Honestly, we couldn't ask for any more from them. They're so good. Obviously, when they go into the changing rooms, that's their like the quiet time before they have to do the job, and they're probably thinking the last thing they want is 10 kids coming in asking for autographs and pictures. But like
and Jamie,
they're so good with them. Like they'll come in, they'll speak to him. They don't, none of them ignore the kids or like brush them off. And I was a bit worried because obviously we've got a lot of new players this season. I was saying to Jamie, like, I'm a bit worried how it's going to be in the change rooms. Because obviously last season, like, it was just the same, like, all year round. And the kids knew the faces. They knew a few mascots used to come back and do it a couple of times. So, like, you get to know people. But then this season, there's quite a lot of new faces in the change rooms. So I was a bit like, what happens if they're not the same? What happens if they don't want the kids coming over to him all the time? But honestly, we couldn't ask for any more from the players. They're so good with them.
We've had a couple of questions here. One says, "How much is the price to be a mascot?" I think Nick, I think you're a bit too old, mate. I'll be honest. But Tom Katanak says Hippo was the best with the kids. Who is the best with the kids? I don't. You don't have to dig anybody out. I'm not going to say who's the worst, but who's the one that's like the one that's joking around with them and all this kind of stuff. Who's the best in that respect?
I'd probably say the two that probably stand out for me is Maka. He's so good with the kids.
Can imagine that. Yeah.
On and off the pitch, he's always high-fiving him. He's always coming over and chatting away to him and stuff. And then probably Fraser, like in the change rooms, he's the one that's probably the most welcoming. Like they'll come in and he'll be like, "All right, lads, all right, girls, do you want to come over?" Like, and he'll say, "Do you want a picture or do you want an autograph?" Like they won't just sit back and wait for them to say. Obviously, it's very overwhelming going in the changing rooms anyway for the mascots, and like they feel like they don't want to ask. And obviously, when there's a lot of them, me and Jamie can't ask for everybody. So it's nice for the players to be like, "Oh, do you want a picture?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, please." And yeah, he's probably one of the ones that stand out the most for doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
I missed that then. Sorry.
Fraser, Horsfall.
Fraser, Horsfall.
Yeah.
And Andy, have you ever been in the changing room? Will your lad's not really interested, is he? Have you been in before?
The start of the walk, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I mean when the players are there. I mean.
Oh right.
No, adults aren't allowed in. We don't take the adults in with us.
So my lad did the mascot. My lad was a mascot about 9 years ago now. He's been a couple of times, and and we were allowed in, the adults. I don't know why.
So the adults aren't allowed in now with the right? Okay.
It's too much. They come in and they start telling him what to do with the game, and I'm like, oh my god.
What the adults do?
Yeah, we've had it happen like probably 2 or 3 times.
Ross, are you the reason why?
No. It wasn't me.
No, we have had it a couple of times where they've just followed us in and not got the memo of just the mascots, and they've come in. It's normally the dads, and they've come in and they're, "Right, boys, right, this is what you need to do." And I'm thinking, "Oh my god, how has this happened?" And I'm looking at Jamie, and Jamie's looking at me, and I'm thinking, "Jamie, please help me." So yeah, it's just the mascots.
Yeah. What I was going to say, when I went in, we're talking 9 years ago now, so I was in my early to mid 30s, and it just struck me how young everybody was. And I'm not just talking; I'm talking about the players, like, because when you see them on the pitch, you sort of elevate them in your mind, don't you? These players that are strong and fit. And when I walked in, I was like, these are just lads. These are, these players. It was quite opening. But my lad was starstruck. Like I'm sure that's a real bonus of your job, and it's that you see the kids' faces and see how excited they are and how happy they are to see these players. You must get a real buzz off that.
Yeah, it's the best part of the job. Like they're so nervous when you say to them, "Right, we're going to go into the change rooms now. Like you need to, if you want a picture or you want an autograph, you've got to speak up." And you see how timid they are, and they'll go in and they see them all, and they're like. And their faces just light up, and then they come running out and they tell the mums and the dads, and "Look what I got, look at this, and they're just buzzing. Like it's such a good feeling.
Yeah, I bet. Job satisfaction at its highest, I would think.
Yeah.
And for you as well, it must be like, I don't know, just I see Jamie, and it makes me really proud when I see my walking on the pitch just before kickoff. I just go, oh, that's just, it must be amazing to have that opportunity every home game to walk.
Yeah, but I'll tell you something. The only thing that goes through my mind at that point is, please don't fall over. Please don't fall over. Please don't fall over. That is all I'm thinking.
But that's not fair now, because all I'm going to be thinking is, please fall over.
Please fall over.
Honestly, it's going to happen one day. Honestly, it will happen one day, and it'll be when we've got the busiest game. There's that many people there. And I'll go flying on the pitch.
Don't worry, I'll miss it because I'll be downstairs anyway.
Yeah.
You'll be starting the chant, you, Andy.
Yeah.
Who fell over?
Oh, don't! It's my worst nightmare. It's my worst fear, honestly.
I might actually pay Jamie to trick you a little bit as well.
You won't even have to pay him, don't, because he'll do it for free.
Waggy says hotel Wi-Fi can get in the reses. specifically in Grimsby. So with that, we are an hour in. Let's get in the reses. Finish off with that. And I've got another little jingle to play. Let's do it.
Get in the reses.
Come on, get in reses.
Get in the
on,
reses.
get in reses.
That's rubbish. Get in reses.
I'm not having that. Get in reses.
There we go. So first things first, Katie, do you know what the reses are? We ask everybody this.
I do.
Oh, good. I think he's probably the first person that said they do know what it is. Funny, I asked Paul Turnbull and Michael Rains if they knew what the reses were, and they were like, what's the reses? Like the big reservoirs behind the ground, lads, come on. We've already got one. Andy says that jingle can get in the reses. No, it can't, Andy. It's going to be here every single week. I'm going to go first with getting reses, if that's all right. I'm going to say players that take props to football matches and then use said props when they score a goal. That
What do
can
you
get in
mean?
the reses.
I don't know.
So the other night, our North Walian friends were playing. The Welsh lad that's not a Welshman scored, and he had a Deadpool mask on the side of the pitch that he put on.
I've never seen that.
Have you not seen it? Have a look.
Yeah,
So a player did that.
Paul Mullin did that.
Did he?
Yeah, he took
So
a prop.
Here's a question: you get a yellow card for taking your shirt off in celebration.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
Did you get a yellow card for putting something that probably wouldn't be allowed on the football pitch? Probably not.
probably not. But maybe it's a rule that they're going to bring in because they've stopped towels being used, haven't they? Or any let's call it, I don't know, foreign object being used. That's surely the same, isn't it?
You know,
No,
you can't
so.
you can't wipe a football to take a throw it because it gives you an advantage. I'm not saying putting a Deadpool mask on gives you any advantage, but you know, you get booked for taking your shirt off in sheer jubilation of scoring a wonder goal. You know, you got to get a yellow. It should be a straight red for that anyway.
Yeah. We have got people from Wrexham watching. So the Racecourse Rambles say Paul Mullin did it as he played a character in the latest Deadpool film. Yeah, we know. Thanks, but we know. So there's a few things here. What do you think the punishment should be, Andy? I'll come to you first.
What, for putting a prop on?
Yeah, using a prop.
Instant red.
So John, friend of the show, and read John's blogs on a Friday, by the way. They are superb. John agrees. Red card. What do you think, Kate? What would your punishment be?
Yeah, I think red card. Straight off. I don't know why you would use a prop for anything like that, especially as a grown man. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it in your spare time. You know, they
Yeah.
have enough of.
If you want to dress up, save it for the weekend.
Yeah.
Has this happened before though? Did someone have a I might have dreamt this. What do you call it? Phantom of the Opera mask. Didn't they have one of them and they had it at the side and they put that on? Have I dreamt that?
I love this impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name's Ross. I go to the theatre a lot.
I do. Not a lot, but I do. Yeah, I'm sure it's been done before. Anyway, that's my getting reses. So I think we can agree. It's not exclusive to Paul Mullin. It's just anyone that takes a footballer that takes a prop basically to do a goal celebration.
Yeah, I'm not being biased because it's Paul Mullin and Wrexham. It's just, you know, you get booked for taking. We've all played football. You score a goal. You're like, you know, you take your shirt off, you run around, you know, swing it around your head. You know, instant red.
Fair dues. Who wants to go next? Who's got to get in the reses?
Well, I've got two.
So Andy, I'll let you go next.
So you guys can pick. Ooh, which way?
A or B. This is like the chase, isn't it? Which set do you want?
Which you know, it's like the
A.
Deal or no deal? Deal or no deal? A. Right. I'm sorry, Jimmy. This is not football related, but it's Jimmy who's from the Scarpa War podcast. It's his taste in music. It is awful.
Okay, I mean,
I wish I'd have picked
right.
B.
So let me elaborate. I don't have one. There's been no game, so there's not. And you know me, I don't really get annoyed at stuff in football because I'm so optimistic that, yeah. So I don't really have one.
Okay.
But for the walk, we decided to do a playlist for each day. So the four of us, we set up a group playlist where we can all add to it. None of us were allowed to look at the playlist, and we just played it throughout the walk. Just kind of helped us
Good idea.
go along.
Yeah, nice idea.
Good idea.
Yeah.
We never listened to it because Jamie forgot his headphones. You know, Ian didn't even add any songs. So it was all a bit, disjointed. So I thought, well, do you know what? I'll listen to it the other day. Listen to it. And there's about 5 songs in it. I texted the group and said, who's put TLC, Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls?
Hey, that's a good song.
Oh, get out.
That's a really good song.
Hey. No.
I'm with Jimmy on that one, sorry.
No, and I can't think of the other ones, but yeah, they were just like, but in fairness to Jimmy, you did say, they're just songs he likes, but I do have another football-related one, which was B. It's not mine, it's friend of the show, Stuart Hope's. Premier League managers crying about their players playing in international games, but the managers that want to win things, they need the best players, and these best players are going to be international. So in my opinion, they should suck it up and accept that having the best players in their squad comes at a price, and it doesn't mean like transfer fees and wages. You want the best players, they're going to play in international games.
Yeah.
You have to just deal with it, basically.
Yeah, fair dues. It is a bit annoying, isn't it? It is a bit annoying. Yeah, I totally get that. It sort of leads into the they play too much kind of argument, doesn't it? Oh, they play too much, but then they'll go and arrange a game in America a week after the season's ended. It's like, piss off.
Yeah. Have they still changed the format of the FA Cup, or has that been scrapped? Where they've scrapped the replays. Is that still a thing? Because that was still really annoying. That really annoys me that they actually play less games than what league clubs play.
Yeah.
But they're the ones that get to dictate if it's allowed to be in or not, the replays.
Yeah. No, I'm totally with you. They're definitely getting the reses that. Yeah. 100%. It's amazing, isn't it? We've been doing getting reses for about 2 years, and I think I can count on one hand the amount of times we've not been able to think of one. Just football just gives you loads of opportunities to have a right good old moan, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think the fact that we've not had a game, you go to a game, there could be that just little thing that you think, oh yeah, I'll put that in. But I think I've hated it, just not having a game to.
Yeah. Somebody did mention actually international breaks can get in the reses. Yeah, we'll come back to somebody you're getting the reses. People that are watching in a second. Before we ask you, Kate, if you're getting the reses, County beat Birmingham under 21s 4-1.
Oh my God. That's your prediction for Saturday, Andy. That must have been for tonight.
No. Okay, I'll change mine. 5-1.
Keep you getting the reses coming in on the comments, by the way. Katie, what's your getting reses?
So mine is when you're at a game and fans thinking that they're the manager. It drives me insane when I can hear fully grown men and women behind me saying, just shouting things like, you should have done this or do this or do that. I just feel like turning around and saying, well, if you think you could do a better job, you go down and tell him. It drives me mad.
Is there anyone in particular? Is there anyone in particular? And you don't have to name him, but is there someone around you that does it a lot? Is that where it's come from?
Oh yeah, there's someone that sits. Yeah, if he watches this, he'll know who he is as well. He sits behind me to the right when I sit in the tube lane. But there's quite a few like home and away games. I just think, just give it a rest, will you?
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. You're a bit like that, are you, Andy? You a bit of a shouter, bit of a.
I'm a singer. I'm not a shouter.
Are you not? All right.
I don't
And the
like...
shouting abuse at the players as well. I just think, like, you know, it's like the shouting when the player comes to the corner, like our players, not like the opposing team, our actual players, when they come to do a corner, or it's the goalkeeper in the net and he's not had a great game, and they're shouting abuse at him, and I just think, like, just shut up.
Yeah, I had a falling out with Jamie about a player, Christine Dennis.
All right.
Because Christian Dennis was actually a friend of James, or a friend of our family, sort of thing. Me personally, I just didn't rate him, and we ended up nearly having a fallout. And since that day, I've not really shouted at players on the pitch, sort of thing. Because at the end of the day, they're just players and they're trying to do a job, aren't they? You know.
Well, that's it, isn't it? You know,
I'm
they're not going to be
vocal.
perfect every time.
Yeah, I'm vocal. If they make a mistake, I'll shout, you know, for the mistake. But I'm not a manager. You probably learn it on this show. I'm probably not the best on tactics either, you know. But
like, I understand the frustration if, like, we're losing or we're not having a great game, or, you know, we're not playing up to standards. But for the full game, just to keep on and on and on, I just think, I don't know what it is. It just really grates on me.
Yeah.
I'm going to come and find you, sit next to you, because I'll definitely turn around and say something.
Yeah, no, that can definitely get in the reses. Yeah, there's I've heard it over the years. It almost makes you want to move your season ticket or move where you sat, doesn't it? Because you can't be doing with what they're saying. And it's okay to a point. I get shouting at the players and stuff, but all the time, every time, you can hear them contradicting themselves at times as well, can't you? And it gets a bit much.
Yeah.
Well, you say that about moving your season ticket. Yeah, one year I did, and then I was sat next to somebody who was even worse. So it was like, you know.
Yeah,
it's just that they'll slate a player because he's having a bad game, and then they'll slate and slate and slate. But then I'll hear the same person like a few weeks later when this player's having a good game, and they're like, you know, they can't praise him enough. And I just think, hang on a minute, a couple of weeks ago, he was the worst player in the team, and you were saying get him out, and now because he's having a good game, and you know, everyone's entitled to a bad game at some point. They play football all year round. They're not going to have a perfect game every time.
Oh, she's gone. That's a shame. I was just about to say that it's even worse when some of these people. Oh, she's back. Hello.
I'm backstage.
You're not anymore. You should be with us.
It's telling me I'm backstage.
Oh, right. Well, I was just about to say, believe it or not, some of these people coach at grassroots level as well. You know, some of these people that constantly go on about, you know, their opinion of what's right and what's wrong. And I just think if you're teaching grassroots kids that, it can't be very enjoyable for them, having done that job before. But yeah, it can get in reses. Some other getting reses then before we close out the show. Gazendo moving his season ticket and now being sat behind someone who's 6'7" and getting the reses.
Sorry, Gazendo. Sorry.
What else have we got? We've got international breaks. I think somebody mentioned that can get in reses. And on the Paul Mullin thing, I hope it's the Paul Mullin thing. Andy says absolutely embarrassing. I hope he doesn't think that's the jingle is absolutely embarrassing. Because that's what he said. He didn't like it. But yeah, I'm sure it's the Paul Mullin thing. Good stuff. Right, we're an hour and 15 in, so it's probably time we went to bed and things. So yeah, cheers, Andy, for joining us.
What's things?
It's like a brew and some toast and go to bed. Okay. Yeah, supper. I don't know, whatever you do.
It's just
showing your age now.
It's just that the things followed after the bed bit, so that's what made me chuckle.
Watch TV.
All right. Okay. Yeah. You don't need to elaborate now.
No. Well. Yeah. So yeah. Katie, have you had a good time?
Oh yeah, it's been great. I don't know what I was so nervous about.
Well, this is it. There's no reason to, Andy told you there's no reason to be nervous. Andy, have you had a good time, mate?
As always, mate. As always.
Good stuff.
Also, don't forget, if you see me about, come and say hello and we'll get you on the show. So, yeah, it's getting busy.
It is, yeah. That's a good shout, actually. Yeah, if you do want to come on the show as a fan guest, do get hold of Andy. Well, anyone on the podcast, and we'll put you in touch with Andy. We've got a list as long as your arm now, but we'll get you on that list. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you want to become a patron, you get all of this content ad free. Plus, we do special episodes like the Matty Warburton, like the Will Collar, like the Sam Sheridan episodes that are already up on Patreon, there to watch in full. The full episodes are there for £3 a month plus VAT. Plus, we do a giveaway each month as well. We're going to get some goodies going on that. We've already given away 2 prizes. So, yeah, good stuff. And don't forget to listen to the Courtyard Club call with Jimmy and Dan on Monday, dropping in your inbox at 6 a.m. Have I forgotten anything, Andy?
No, actually, no. That's weird. I think I need to lie down because Ross has not forgotten anything.
It's like I've not been doing it for long, innit?
Yeah.
The only thing, in fact, no, just to mention, we have got some different merch coming out as well, haven't we? So we're going to try and get on top of that as well. Don't forget to read John Billsbury's blog on a Friday. And apart from that, I think we're good.
Patreon, just pay £3 a month. The giveaways are going to get better. They're going to get even better. So £3 a month is nothing. It's nothing.
You're right. It's absolutely, well, it's £3 a month. It's less than a pint, though, isn't it? I mean, can't argue with that, can you?
You know, it's you give up that 1 pint of county a month. You know, it's play what 2 games a month.
Yeah.
Get signed up.
Happy days. Right. Cheers, Katie. Cheers, Andy.
Cheers. See you later.
See you later.
Thank you very much.
Say